Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Leanne and I'm in the garden again. In this video, I'm going to share with you a little bit about the meat birds that I have in my garden. This breed is called Delaware. It's a dual purpose breed, which means I could raise them for meat or eggs if I wanted to. My plan is to save the hens and then to put the roosters, in the freezer. I got these chickens with the hope of saving some for the flock, my layer flock anyway, so that I could have a little experiment of saving their eggs and incubating them to raise my own round from scratch, if you will, of meat birds. I wouldn't be able to do that for very many rounds, probably just the one round, because then they'd all be related and that wouldn't be very healthy. So I'll probably end up needing to get either a new rooster or a new couple of hens every couple years to keep it healthy. But I just thought it would be a fun thing to try to do, to raise some of my own meat birds from scratch. This type of chicken, I've done a little bit of research on them. So in the past, I raised Cornish crosses, and they just kind of grossed me out a little bit because they got so big so quick they couldn't walk other than to get to the food and water. And I was like, that's yucky. I don't like that. So, I also wanted chickens in the garden like this so that they can scratch up the ground and help with the pest pressure. Maybe help get rid of some of the bad pests and make my workload and possibly my harvest in future years less workload, more harvest. Now this one with the brown speckles was a bonus chick. I'm not sure what breed that one is, and I'm pretty sure it's a rooster. The rest of them are Delaware, and the description on the website said that the ones with more speckles are the roosters, which as they develop seems to be true, because the combs on the ones with more speckles also seem to be a little more developed. Here's a really good example right here. This one in front, she doesn't have very much of a comb developed at all. The comb is the red skin flappy thing on their head and their face. This one, rooster. The one right next to it, rooster. But let me see. Oh, she walked away. Those two that are facing away, those are hens. And I think I have 5 hens total. Now I believe these are considered broilers or dual purpose birds. I'm not entirely sure if those are 2 different things. I'll put a little thing here, a little blurb. I'll research that before I post this video and see if that's accurate. But the broilers are closer to a game bird in like the type of meat, like the taste, the texture. The meat tends to be a little darker because you raise the bird for longer than the Cornish crosses. They just have a little more time to, I guess, toughen up their muscle fibers, and I don't know if that's exactly what causes the meat to be darker, but that's what makes sense to me. So what I gather from that, just as like a basic home cook, is that meat I cannot cook the same way that I would cook a regular Cornish cross chicken that you'd get from the grocery store. I'd have to cook it slower, crock pot cooking or roasting for a little longer in the oven than like frying it. This run I built is not the best. In the future, I think I'm gonna make one that's a little bit bigger and lighter. I just wanted to use some scraps that I had lying around. The only things that I spent money on for this were the 2 PVC pipes that run the length of it and the zip ties holding it all together. Oh, and I got these little elbows for this. We already had this tubing. I just got the elbows. We had this poultry netting lying around. This was some old fence that we had around a previous space where the chickens were, and this is an old trampoline net. So I had 550 cord. We got so much of that stuff. So I used that to tie it all together. I've got an old cap from my greenhouse because I took that off of the greenhouse and put something else there. I've got that there to kind of give it a peek because the welded wire would have cut this trampoline pad. So I did that, put it all together. I think it's a little small though, so I am kind of processing my plan for how to make this bigger and still mobile. I have 2 more of these long PVC pipes, and I'm trying to figure out how I will do that because I don't have any more of these trampoline legs. That's what this metal part is. It's a trampoline legs, but we will see. We'll see how it goes. I'll come up with something. If I have to completely rebuild the structure, I will. I've got a lot more of this poultry netting here. Okay, come up with this mental picture for me. I could take the 2 PVC pipes that run the length of this little mobile run, and I can remove those. I can remove the welded wire from the whole thing and take the 2 other PVC pipes that I have that are the same size as those and use them as a frame and just make it wider, like twice as wide. I'll have to use something else other than the trampoline legs though, because the trampoline legs give it a little bit of structure. That's where the challenge is. I don't want to buy any more materials. I want to use stuff that I have lying around so that it gets a second life and that I save money. I'll probably still need to buy some more zip ties, but so I've got it like this long. If I give it another section, put this leg over here. Okay. I have a plan. This leg goes over here, making it twice as wide. Oh my goodness. And then the other 2 legs that I have in the garage can go here and in the back. And then I can use pallets. I can take a pallet apart and make the frame that goes this way. That way the piece that the parts that I lift up will be one, and I can get the little elbows. I'll spend like a little bit of money to get the elbows to hold the bottom frame up, and then have the pallets. It won't be like a solid pallet. It'll be like just planks from pallets that hold the corners up and the ends, if you will. It wouldn't be a solid pallet. It would be, sorry, my earbud just fell out. It wouldn't be a solid pallet like here and here because that'd be too heavy to move. But I could take a pallet apart and use it to build some squares or triangles. Might be, triangle might be more solid. I'll be playing around with it still. There we go. Plan is halfway formed. I'll run with that, figure that out. These babies need a little bit more space. And yeah, because they're only about half grown right now. They're going to be bigger and then they're going to take up all the ground there. I have a little bit more to tell you guys about how I'm raising them. I get the food for these chicks from a local place or semi-local to me called Grassroots Meat and Feed. They make a really good product and I like supporting them because they're local. So I usually get about 6 to 7 bags at a time, and that lasts us, let's see, I think I went there last in May and I'm down to my last bag. So it lasts quite a while when I get that amount. I usually go buy food a couple times a year, and that's what I've been feeding them. Also, when I cut the grass, I lay all the grass clippings here and I'm having them prepare this area to be a garden bed. And once they have gone through all of these grass clippings, I will, the next time I cut the grass, do a row of grass clippings over here and have them work on that also. They don't really like cut the grass down. I mean, I'm sure that they would if I left them in the same spot for long enough, but I don't want them to be walking around their own poop for that long. So I move them every couple of days, and as they get bigger, it's gonna have to be more often. So that is what we're working with right now. I cut the grass a little less than a week ago, but it was really tall, so I had a lot of clippings, and I couldn't just leave them in the grass, so I thought it would be a great use for them to lay them down in a row in the garden and put it to use to fertilize the future garden spaces. My plan is to get the logs, line the logs here, put the cardboard down under the logs so that the logs help keep it from blowing away, and then get some more of that compost this fall and let the compost rest with some hay on top of it. The hay will eventually break down and feed the soil even more. And the plan is I won't be buying compost every year. It'll be that initial investment in compost. And then other than that, I will just get a little bit of stuff to top dress it, like worm castings, and then hay. Let me show you. I put hay in this bed earlier this year, and this is the remnant of it. It's broken down already so much. I've got my irrigation going on right now to help germinate a lot of the seeds I've got in the garden. I have a lot of strips of this drip tape that have holes in it everywhere. I need to replace some of the lines here. But yeah, babies are germinating. These babies are doing great. It's going to be on my list now to build that thing a little bit bigger. Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want more content like this. If you could take a second to like, share, subscribe, I would appreciate it so much. I know this is off-brand a little bit. Usually we talk about the garden, but this is so much involved in the garden because of how they're helping prepare the space for me and helping me with the pest pressure, bad insects, and whatnot. Their poop is fertilizer, they're eating the bad bugs, and they're helping keep the weeds down. I'm excited about it. The chickens are great. They're working their little booties off, helping me in the garden. Thanks guys again. Happy gardening.